spent some time with LA Misioneros. And then you have in the midfield the vet, Shitaro Harada, who's 34 years old, Luke Vercoloni, who finished second for Player of the Week in USL last week, Mike Seth, who scored the goal against the Monarchs here at Rio Tinto a couple weeks ago, Nate Robinson, Aaron King, and Miguel Gonzalez.
And we are off and running here at Rio Tinto Stadium for this third round action of the US Open Cup. Monarchs will begin with possession in their own defensive third, and we'd like to welcome all those of you joining us tonight on the internet here on YouTube. Arnaud is going to have that knocked off his foot, and it'll be an Real Monarchs throwing on the far side in front of the Switchbacks bench.
Just a quick check. Arnaud is on the right outside back with McGovern on the left.
Vercoloni's going to pull the strings for the Switchbacks. He's a very talented midfielder. He's going to spray it out wide, but gets nothing on it.
And here's the young product, Danilo Acosta, 17 years of age, out of the RSL Academy, Arizona Academy. He spent some time with the youth clubs La Roca and Sparta.
Ball's on the near side. Monarchs going to play out of the back all night, Sean. That's something you'll see from this Monarchs team. Freddy Juarez is very content with his team playing out of the back and looking for it going forward. As the ball sprayed to the near side to Welshman, and he cannot maintain possession. It'll go out of bounds for a Switchbacks throw-in on the near side.
Looks like Taylor Hunter misread that ball. A little skip with the wet surface. Almost found its way to Welshman's foot for a free track in.
Ball's going to be knocked up forward to Rohofer, and Rohofer is going to be offside. Just a touch in front of the line. I think he came from behind the back line onto an onside position, but will be called for the offside.
We'll check that. Taylor Hunter is not playing. It's Jordan Burt that is playing on that right-hand side, number 25.
Samir Bader's going to send that one forward. He'll be headed back by Orozco to the keeper. Fito will send it wide to McGovern. McGovern's been a solid product for the Monarchs, starting almost every game here at Rio Tinto Stadium.
Yeah, he's a Lobos product. He appeared 52 times for the New Mexico Lobos with 5 goals and 5 assists in his career.
Monarchs going to swing it along the back line.
5 goals, 5 assists in his senior
year. And
year.
Orozco's going to move forward.
Clarify that.
In the midfield, no talk coming from anybody, and Velasco will be taken down, but the ball's going to find the feet of Oriana. Oriana's going to send it wide to Arnaud. He's going to send it in, and it'll be cleared out by the Switchbacks. Sunley will gain possession. To McGovern. McGovern's going to cut inside over to Oriana, and he'll send it back out just a touch as the Monarchs are going to maintain possession in the attacking third. Welshman on the near side. He cuts into McGovern. Monarchs possessing probably 90-10 right now here, Sean. As we mentioned early on, that this game was going to be a lot of possession by the Monarchs early on, as Steve Tritschuh has instructed his team to sit in a little bit and counterattack on the Monarchs.
We saw that when they were here a couple weeks ago and they got the 1-0 victory. They sat in for the first half. As the game progressed, they got more aggressive in their line of confrontation, in their approach in defending. But you'll see the Monarchs early on in this game just probe side to side and test the areas, try to get in behind.
Looking for Rohofer. That ball is going to be intercepted by Harada.
Good help from Welshman, tucking back in to help defend against Nate Robinson.
Phillips. Harada's going to have it in the midfield. He'll turn and face. Back to Greer. Phillips is going to take his space, looking forward. He'll send it forward. And that ball's going to be onside to King. He's going to put it in for the goal. In the 5th minute, the Switchbacks FC find the back of the net as Aaron King gets a ball played up over top, and he knocks it home. As there was a little bit of a miscommunication on the back line, it looked like, by the Monarchs, as both center backs were caught in a kind of an awkward position.
Yeah, Emilio Orozco and Danilo Acosta are communicating, having a conversation right now, deciding who stepped and who kept him onside. This is one thing that the Monarchs have had a challenge early on this season, allowing early goals and putting themselves in holes, having to dig themselves out. Not a good start for them.
Monarchs going to play from behind here in the 6th minute. 1-0 Switchbacks FC here in this U.S. Open Cup 3rd round game.
Aaron King made no mistake about it. He had Eric Oswald one-on-one situation inside the 18-yard box, and Aaron King, he was drafted by the LA Galaxy in 2006, then spent the last 10 years in lower divisions. He was traded to Colorado Rapids. He had 2 goals in the reserves, but never saw full team action. But
wasn't much Oswald could do on that one. He went down to the ground, did all he could, but that was a one-on-one opportunity, and most forwards are going to put that away.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he did.
Greer with it to Phillips. Phillips is going to look forward to Harada. Vercoloni hasn't seen much of the ball, but he's one to keep an eye out on here early on. He's a player that's very dynamic, very technical, and has a lot of experience.
He has 5 goals and 4 assists on the season so far.
Bejarano's going to dribble that out of bounds, and that will be the Monarchs' possession as Velasco looks to go forward, but will pull things back. Fito with the nice fancy footwork. He'll spray it wide to McGovern. Monarchs trying to settle in here early on. They've had troubles here in this season so far giving up early goals. Sunley to Velasco. Arnaud. It'll be won by the Switchbacks.
That's a prime example of what the coaching staff has mentioned to the media in recent weeks. They have build-up, they have possession, and then they lose it in that final pass. What a ball from Badir.
It's going to be last touched by Nate Robinson. It'll be a Monarchs throw in here on the near side. 5 feet from the corner flag. Monarchs moving from left to right here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Correction, right to left. Nice little footwork by McGovern to find Velasco to Welshman. Ball's going to be touched in front of Oriana. Vercoloni's going to have it. King just a smidge offside on that one. Yeah. He's doing a good job finding that space between the center backs. That's something to watch out for.
And you see Danilo Acosta and Orozco communicating again on their timing of that step. And King's going to test that line, like you said, Landon, throughout the night. It's important for those two to be on point.
Monarchs possessing well here early on, but have had a couple mental lapses that have caused some opportunities for the Switchbacks.
Good save from Alex Sunley on the sideline.
It's going to be a handball. Free kick for the Monarchs. Arnaud's going to stand over it.
Center referee is Brad Jensen in the middle of the field tonight.
Sunley's going to chip it in. Rohofer's going to find it. He's going to settle it. He's in the box. Out to McGovern at the edge of the area. McGovern with a nice footwork. Frees himself for space. Velasco. Chipped in the box, and that will be knocked out and fall to the feet of Vercoloni. Vercoloni's going to quickly move forward. Arnaud with a giveaway. Harada to Bejarano. On the far side, Bejarano looking for Vercoloni, who was making a run on the backside. Bejarano's going to knock it forward, but King was in an offside position, moving the opposite direction.
You know, Arnon here on the right side, he's a converted outside back. He played center midfield for the University of Michigan. He was Big Ten midfielder of the year. It'll be important that he figures that out, that position out, especially with the two center backs.
Great tackle by Fito. Ball's at the feet of Rohofer. Rohofer on the near side. He's going to slow things up to Fito. 35 out, going to chip it wide to Velasco. Velasco's going to take it down with his chest into the area. Left-footed shots, and it'll be saved by Samir Bader. Great little effort by Ricardo Velasco to bring the ball down with his chest, cut inside, and get the left-footed shot off.
Yeah, Badir had that near post covered pretty well and corralled the ball in without really much challenge. It's good skill from Velasco to bring it down. Maybe finding the other side of the goal would have been a better choice, but it's good to see him testing Badir early on.
McGovern's in the corner. That'll be knocked out of bounds for a Monarchs throw-in. On the near side in the attacking third. Sunley to Fito. Welshman with it. He's going to cut inside, and the ball will be knocked away from behind. But the Monarchs are going to maintain possession. Oriana with it, the local Provo product. He's going to cut inside. He'll be knocked off the ball, and a great defensive effort by Gonzalez.
Miguel Gonzalez, he's a product of Seattle University. He was WAC All-Tournament, WAC Offensive Player of the Year, and first team All-Conference.
Little skill check on the near side by Burt. Velasco moving forward. Rauhofer making a run. Velasco with a little dancing footwork as he'll be fouled from behind by Shintaro Harada.
Harada's known for fouling. Any game you watch, he's probably committed more fouls than anyone on the team.
Ball's going to be swung outside to Arnaud. Arnaud's going to send it in. Looking for Velasco on the far post, and he'll get the header. But not much on it as that'll bounce to the hands of the keeper. Phillips is going to take his space. Looking for Seth. Zarosco's going to cut that one off and play the ball to Sunley. Sunley to Welshman. Monarchs trying to settle in after giving up a 5th-minute goal here at Rio Tinto Stadium here in the 3rd round of the U.S. Open Cup. Winner-go-home tournament. So this could spell the end of things, but we're still early on as Welshman's going to find the ball in the corner.
That's such a great ball from Alex Sunley over the top. Welshman was streaking in a diagonal run in behind.
Great defensive effort by Arnaud. Arnaud to Sunley, to Rauhofer. Rauhofer turns. He's going to back heel to Welshman. And that's going to be cleared by the Switchbacks. King with it. He's going to be double teamed, but will find the feet of Vercoloni. Vercoloni's able to spray it to the far side. To Gonzalez. Back to Vercoloni. Out wide. Harada's going to find it in the midfield. Over to Bejarano on the far side. Bejarano's going to try to go at it himself, and he'll be knocked off the ball.
Good.
And the Monarchs will possess.
It was a good tackle there. Little shoulder charge to just bump him off the ball.
Velasco was looking for Rauhofer. Rauhofer wasn't quite on the same page, wasn't making a run early enough to find the feet, to find it at his feet.
The Deer can serve a ball. He just kicked it from the top of the 18 all the way to the other 18 for Oswald to collect it. That's important to watch for the rest of this game. Guys, the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup has been around since 1914. This is the 102nd year of the competition. Like we mentioned before, amateur teams can qualify. It's a play-in tournament.
Velasco with the ball out to Welshman. Welshman's touch is just a little too hard, and that will let him down as the ball is going to be knocked forward. And King, who has been causing problems here early on for this center-back tandem, with a nice little Maradona over there on the near side.
And I love the challenge from Acosta. King tries to do a Maradona to get by him, and Acosta doesn't let him have any of it. Just clears it out of play. Nice hard tackle.
Gonzalez is going to chip it in. He chested down by the Monarchs, and Sunley will move forward to Welshman. Velasco's going to have it, and he'll slow things up for the Monarchs. As you can see, Coach Freddie Juarez looking for his team to maintain possession as they look to get numbers into the attack. Monarchs in a 4-2-3-1 today, and the Switchbacks are in a 4-3-3. McGovern to Acosta. Acosta is one of those players, Sean, that you have to be licking your lips about. He's a player that could definitely be a future Real Salt Lake player. He's a player that's come out of the academy, has learned the system, and has played great in the opportunities he's had early on in the season.
I agree with you. A lot of these players are the future of Real Salt Lake. That's why this system exists. With young players like Fito Avalle, who is 18 years old. I'd even say Alex Sunley, who's 22, has a lot of potential. Of course, Ricardo Velasco, who just turned 22 yesterday.
Ball's going to be whipped in by Fito, and Bader's going to come off his line to pick it out of the air. Vercoloni. He's going to spray it to the near side. As King's able to find space. Ball's going to find the feet of the Switchbacks as Oswald's going to come out, lay out, pick that cherry out of the air, and slow things up for the Monarchs.
He does well to command his box and come and collect on that service.
Orellana with a nice little skill as he's going to be pushed from what seemed to be behind and dispossessed.
He beat two players and then tried to beat the third, and Harada wins the ball off of him at that moment.
It's one of those things that these young players are still learning how to understand. When to go at a player and when not to. Monarchs are going to swing it along the back line. Sunley, the defensive mid, is going to pick things up.
The Switchbacks have a high line. Ever since the goal, they've started to press higher up the field to win back possession, see if they can take advantage of that. Alex Sunley was just making a through run, overlapping run right through the center of the heart of the defense.
Welshman. He's at the corner of the area. He's going to lose possession. And Bader's going to send it forward to King, as King has all the time in the world to settle that and play it to Vercoloni. Vercoloni is going to be taken out in the midfield. He's on the ground as Gonzalez is going to spray it to the near side. Vercoloni's up. Thought he was down. Took a little knock to the shin, it looked like.
Yeah, it looked like he was appealing for more of a yellow card if Brad Jensen elects to blow his whistle.
Bejarano's ball is going to be played forward. It's going to find the feet of King. Great tackle by Acosta.
And then he holds strong. King's just on his back, pushing and tugging, and Acosta just holds strong, holds his ground, builds that base to hold him off.
The crowd seems very appreciative of that. You could see the effort by Acosta to hold his ground and not get knocked off the ball. That's a thing that a more experienced player would understand. And he's a young player and did very well there, Sean.
He did, he really did. And Brad Jensen's having a chat with Ovalle, giving him a warning on that tackle. Almost a caution, gets away with it. Now he's talking to Bercoloni to make sure he's good. But going back to what you were saying, Landon, it showed a lot of character and a lot of experience with holding King off there. That's why I'm so excited about this player.
Sunley's going to pick up his head, look for Rauhofer. And it's going to be intercepted, but the Monarchs will maintain possession. Like Sean mentioned early on, the Switchbacks have a high line here in the 20th minute as they have a 1-0 lead here over the Monarchs. Rauhofer's going to pick up his head, and he has space. Fall to the feet of McGovern. McGovern out to Welshman. On the near side, Welshman plays it back post to Oriana just over his head. And that will go out for a throw-in on the far side.
Yeah, Oriana doesn't stand very tall. And that ball just goes just barely over the top of his head. Unfortunate not to connect on it.
Might have been a different story if it was coming from Oriana to Welshman, who stands a little taller and is more of an imposing body. Throw in, and there will be a foul on Arnaud as he looked to have his elbow up just a touch and catch the back of Gonzalez.
Like we mentioned, the winner of this goes on and plays Colorado Rapids on June 16th at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. That's the same location of the MLS All-Star Game. And the fan voting started today on MLSsoccer.com. 8 RSL players are on the ballot: Nick Raimondo, Jamison Olave, Tony Beltran, Kyle Beckerman, Javi Morales, Luke Mulholland, Luis Gil, and Alvaro Sabarillo.
Get out and vote for those RSL players if you're a Monarchs fan or a Switchbacks fan, however you want to, if you want to vote for them. Beckerman, typically a fan favorite of anybody. Gonzalez finds the feet of Seth. Seth's going to spray it to the near side. Ball's going to be whipped in and knocked out by Arnaud, or by Acosta, with the left foot. Burt with the throw-in. Ball's going to be whipped into the box, and it's going to be long for everybody, as Bejarano is going to find it.
Good tackle from Oriana. Unfortunate, almost saves it from going out of play after winning the ball off of Bejarano. Former LA Misioneros product.
He's getting ready for the long throw-in as he's going to whip this one into the box, almost like a corner. Vito's going to clear. Rauhofer up there alone as the lone target forward. Up top with not much help as he heads that one forward, but has no help in the attacking third.
You saw he was trying to flick it onto himself, just a quick turn, but the ball was a little bit out in front of him.
Bader looking forward for the long ball here early on. I think they've maybe spotted a weakness in the center back tandem between Orozco and Acosta.
Yeah, but like I mentioned in the beginning of this game, the service he's giving is not an easy ball to deliver. He's hitting 60, 70, 80-yard balls pretty accurately, very comparable to what Nick Raimondo does.
Switchbacks coming off a 5-0 win this last week, a thrashing of Arizona. riding high with confidence. And the Monarchs coming off a 2-1 loss in Vancouver against the Whitecaps too.
Switchbacks are a scrappy team. If they give chances in front of goal, they find a way to bury it. So a foul was whistled. King getting in the face of, is that a Roscoe?
It is.
But the Switchbacks, they played against Arizona United, win 5-0, and 3 of the 5 goals came in the last 10 minutes of the game, but that game was a sloppy game, and I say sloppy because the field was a mud hole, and all credit goes to those viewers in Colorado Springs for going out to these games, especially against the Monarchs with the snow and then that rain that caused that horrible mud hole. The ball would just stop in puddles, but the Switchbacks took advantage of the chances that they were given. Anytime the ball was in and around the 18, they found a way to bury it.
Shintaro Harada will stand over this free kick. He's going to whip things in with his right foot. It's going to fall and be off the foot of Acosta for a Switchbacks corner on the far side in front of the Real Monarchs supporters. Vercoloni is going to take this one. Vercoloni's going to send it in with his right foot.
Hits it over everyone, just right to Oswald. Oswald looking to go the other way.
Oswald's done a good job of commanding his box. That early goal by the Switchbacks cannot be chalked up to him. A mistake between the center backs. He's had a good game so far. We're here in the 27th minute at Rio Tinto Stadium.
Oswald had 11 shutouts for Xavier, where he went to school. Had a 0.74 goals against average. He set the school record for shutouts. He does very well in the box, and you've already can see that. He just was left all alone to defend against Aaron King on the breakaway.
Bert's gonna knock the ball out. Monarchs throw in. Sunley with it. Fito will spread out wide to Oriana. Oriana has an overlapping run by Arnaud. He'll play it to Arnaud. Arnaud's going to slow things up. Back to Fito. Arnaud to Sunley. Sunley's going to be knocked down from behind by Gonzalez.
He does well, though. His options had run out. He's going backwards. Not many options in front of him. He just makes himself big and forces the foul from Miguel Gonzalez.
Ball's going to be won by Acosta. Velasco's going to move forward to Rauhofer. Monarchs possessing very well, just cannot get the shots off in the final third.
Yeah, they possess very well right here in the middle third from the mid-stripe all the way to about 15 yards outside the 18. It's just that final little area, vital area that they're trying to break down.
Velasco's going to cut in with the right-footed shot, and that will be parried away by Bader for a Monarchs throw-in. Something we've seen quite frequently from Ricardo Velasco. A nice little move and a cut inside as he whips that in, keeps it low, and makes Bader lay out to get that one and parry it away.
His first corner of the game for the Monarchs. But Velasco does very well to create space and create opportunities to have shots on frame. Already has a couple thus far.
Velasco, the captain, will whip it in from the near side. Just a touch over the head of Welshman. It was really cleared away. Sunley tries to keep it in. As the Monarchs will have possession. Fito looking forward to Rauhofer. Great little work rate by Arnaud as he's able to step into the midfield and find that ball.
You saw Fito almost finding Rauhofer over the top, a little flick over the top, just not heavy enough to make it there.
Sunley's going to play it out wide to Velasco. Velasco's touch is going to be a little long, and we knocked out for a Monarchs throw-in on the near side, just near the corner flag. Quickly into Welshman. Welshman's trying to turn. He's double-teamed and will be knocked out of bounds by Phillips for another Monarchs corner kick.
You see the instruction from Coach Triccio. I believe he's already instructed his team to double down on Welshman anytime he has the ball near the goal line. A couple times he's had the ball and the second defender's already gone.
Velasco's going to whip it in. And if Bader hadn't come in, that would have found the head of Orozco and could have been in the back of the net.
Very close. He just gets his fingertips on the end of it. Clears the danger.
31st minute, Colorado Switchbacks FC with the 1-0 lead here over the Monarchs in Rio Tinto Stadium. Sunley looking in, headed just wide by Emery Welshman.
He elevates well. He's facing away from goal as we see the replay, but he just elevates the ball, finds his head. He's trying to torque his entire body and his neck to find that near post, almost gets to it. It's probably one of the best chances of the Monarchs for this half so far.
Emery Welshman is one of those players that's played in the MLS, has experience, is a phenomenal player. Someone to watch out for.
He's drafted by Toronto FC, and then after last year spent in League One in Canada. And that's with Sigma FC.
Sunley to Velasco, to Oriana. Monarchs with great team defending here in this part of the half. Rauhofer with a nice turn. Looking for Welshman. Welshman has it on his left foot, cuts into the right side. Defender falls, shot's blocked to Velasco. Velasco's shot is just up over the bar. Monarchs with a great little sequence there and are getting opportunities, but just cannot find the back of the net.
Welshman just gets his defender to bite and dive in and almost falls, and he just flicks the ball up to Velasco. Velasco takes it off his chest, does a side volley, tries to attempt a side volley, just doesn't come off his foot, cleanly goes over the top. But Monarchs have changed the momentum in the last couple minutes, last 5 minutes, shifting in their favor. Can they get a goal before the halftime?
Just a reminder, you can follow the Monarchs on Twitter at Real Monarchs for tonight's game. Ball's going to be headed forward, and McGovern's going to knock it out of bounds as Oswald didn't come off his line. He was kind of unsure and kind of stayed in his box. He probably could have collected that one if he'd come off his line.
Yeah, it's one of those teasers that you're not sure if it makes it inside the box or stays outside. So he's not caught in no man's land. Stays on his line, and McGovern does his job. Ooh, decent effort from, is that Miguel? No, that's Nate Robinson, I believe. Just hit it with his left foot, went over the top.
Monarchs playing a little bit with fire. So they'll try to clear out of the defensive third. Arnaud picks his head up, finds Oriana. Touch gets away from him. Vercoloni with it. Vercoloni looking forward, and that ball just a touch in front of Nate Robinson.
He had the space in front of him. If Vercoloni puts that on his foot, that could be 2-0 for the Switchbacks. Fortunate for the Monarchs that they don't combine and connect on that pass.
McGovern and Acosta were a little too far spread out there in the center back pairing. So that ball's going to go out of bounds here on the far side in front of the Monarchs bench. Bejarano with the throw in. Here in the 35th minute, 1-0 Colorado Switchbacks. Ball is going to be headed out and will be a goal kick for the Monarchs.
The Switchbacks have some lethal players on the bench with Saeed Robinson, and you also have Martin Maben, who scored both goals against the Harpos FC. It'll be interesting to see what Trichu elects to do later on in this game. His attacking options, he's got quite a few options going forward tonight.
A little different from USL play, only having 3 subs instead of the 5 that you're allotted in USL play. Seth with it to Robinson. Robinson with the shot, and that one's just wide. Nate Robinson with the space in the shot, just wide of goal.
And he's going to be looking at replays of that and wishing he had another chance to put this on frame. He had all the time he needed to set his feet and just strike it on goal. Just had Oswald to beat and hits it over the top.
One of those opportunities you do kick yourself as a player after the game. He found space, little bit out of position by Riley McGovern as he was sucked in too far, and Robinson had all the space and time in the world.
Tyler Arnon does well to defend against the nutmeg. As long as he doesn't collect it on the other side, it doesn't count, right?
Not at all. Acosta with it, the Academy product. Looking forward to McGovern. McGovern to Rauhofer. And Harada will, his touch will let him down just a touch, and that will be a throw-in for the Monarchs on the near side in the 37th minute.
Karate kicks the air in frustration after having that poor first touch to take him out of play.
Harada's one of those players with tons and tons of experience for the Switchbacks.
Yeah, he's 1999 to 2006. He spent some time in Japan and China in their professional leagues, and then since 2007 has been all over the USL, from Riverhounds to Charlotte to all over. Now finally landing in Colorado Springs for the Switchbacks.
Velasco will settle and he'll be knocked out of bounds for another Monarchs throw-in. Monarchs going to try to switch things. Great ball to Welshman. Welshman's going to send a looking forward to Rauhofer.
He just cushioned that long ball. It's just perfectly settling it right on his foot.
You can see the skill of Welshman. He's going to go forward. Be double teamed and the ball will be knocked out of bounds.
That's the 4th or 5th time, like I mentioned, that he is double teamed. As soon as he gets the ball on his foot, they send a second defender over to Welshman.
You would imagine Coach Steve Tritschu instructed his players that on that early on. Welshman's an MLS caliber player who has the skill to change a game.
Yeah, you saw him against the Aztecs, winning the PK. You saw him score a goal against Timbers 2.
Ball's going to fall to the feet of Velasco. Velasco moving forward. He'll be knocked down. Ball falls to Rauhofer. Rauhofer gets around both of his defenders. He's going to shoot. And that one's going to be knocked out of play, deflected across the goal line. Almost found the back of the net.
Great fake from Rauhofer. Just sends 2 defenders right by him with a fake cross. Both of them are just eliminated from the pressure, and then he has time to set his feet and just have a crack at goal. Goes near post, takes a deflection, almost goes in.
Third corner here for the Monarchs. Again off the near side. Velasco will whip it in. Can't beat the first defender as Vercoloni is going to knock it out. Arnaud will find it. And it'll be last touched by Nate Robinson. And will be another corner kick for the Monarchs. Their fourth. Let's see if they can capitalize on one of these opportunities. Here in the 40th minute, 1-0 Switchbacks FC over the Monarchs here in the U.S. Open Cup third round of play.
Arnon did very well to shield his player off, win that ball, the 50-50 ball top of the box. Can they take advantage and bury this opportunity off the corner?
Velasco to the feet of Welshman. Welshman looking to turn. He knocks it in the box across the 6 and cannot find the head of anybody. Rauhofer and Orozco were both diving at the ball and just were a touch behind the ball.
He just pings that across. If that hits anybody, if that hits a Switchbacks player or a Monarchs, has a chance to go in the back of the net.
You can't ask for much more from a forward. Settle inside the 18 and whip it across the 6.
Yeah, he had very little space to work with, and he just turns his defender and whips a chance that creates a half opportunity.
Monarchs are pushing forward here in the 41st minute. Opportunities are starting to present themselves for the Monarchs. So we'll throw in here on the near side. Be knocked out of play again by the Monarchs.
Switchbacks take their time. They'll want to get into the half with the 1-0 lead.
Seth with it on top of the 18. He goes for the nutmeg of Acosta. But Acosta with the great defending.
He'll have none of that.
Suddenly forward to Oriana. Ball's going to be deflected, and Velasco is going to collect.
Rauhofer timed his run perfectly. If Oriana's able to slot him, he's in alone.
Velasco to Oriana. King's going to settle. Monarchs with great team defending here. Mentioned that multiple times, but you can see it. They're definitely helping each other out after that first early goal in the 5th minute.
I'm very impressed with Arnon. Like we talked about, he's a converted central midfielder to an outside back. He's a lot like a Danny O'Rourke, who played for Columbus Crew, played every minute when they won the MLS Cup in 2008. But Danny O'Rourke was a central midfielder in his college days, but then was converted to a defender. We'll see more of that with Arnon here tonight.
Monarchs with possession. Like we mentioned in the pregame, with the lion's share of possession, but haven't been able to capitalize on an opportunity yet. Ball's going to be played back to the keeper, who's going to knock it forward to relieve some pressure.
Such a fantastic settle from Alex Sunley. The ball is just driven from Badir. Brings it down, no problem.
Oriana with the ball. Sunley to Acosta. Acosta's going to have a go at goal. Ambitious at best as he hits it from 40 out.
You saw the preparation touch. You saw his feet setting for that long strike.
The junior in high school taking a shot at goal. Just trying to get his name on the stat sheet.
He was very good against in Vancouver this last week. Hit the crossbar, was probably the Monarchs' best chance other than the penalty.
We're here in the 43rd minute here at Rio Tinto Stadium in this U.S. Open Cup third round with the Switchbacks leading 1-0. To thank all those of you joining us on YouTube. We're here locally on the radio on 107.1. McGovern with it.
This could be trouble.
Ball's forward to King. Acosta's going to beat King there. Acosta with the nice wheels to bail the Monarchs out.
Acosta's a U.S. international, U18 international. Has had a few caps with that youth team. You see why, with his speed and ability to beat players on a foot race.
Velasco, the captain. Fito to Oriana. 2 local products out on the field for the Monarchs.
Good switch from Orozco to find McGovern on the far side.
2 minutes of stoppage. The 4th official has the sign up here at Rio Tinto Stadium as we've entered first half stoppage, and we'll have 2 minutes of play. McGovern. He knocked out of bounds for a Monarchs throw-in. Quick throw into Sunley. Sunley's going to be knocked down. There won't be a foul call as he is knocked down and grabs the ball as he falls for a Switchbacks free kick.
He was waiting for Brad Jensen to award him the free kick, the set piece. And Brad allows play to continue on. But here's Badir on the ball. Watch for the long service. He's just on top of the 18-yard box.
King has been able to find space looking forward. Seth's going to get under this one. Chests it down to Robinson. Robinson's going to knock it in the box. Finds the feet of King. And the Switchbacks will maintain possession. Great defense by Acosta. Ball's played forward to Welshman, and Welshman's going to be offside just barely.
I'd like to see the replay on that. That was close. He was towing that line, trying to test them and press them as high as possible. I think Welshman could have beaten them in a foot race. He had about 40, 50 yards in front of him that he could have beaten them.
Robin's gonna settle. He's gonna go at McGovern. McGovern's gonna stand his ground. Monarchs with little time here left in first half stoppage. Welshman's gonna have it. His touch is just a touch too long. As Brad Jensen's gonna blow his whistle, and that's all she wrote here in the first half as the Switchbacks are gonna take a 1-0 lead to the locker room over the Monarchs here at Rio Tinto Stadium. The Monarchs here early on have struggled as they give up a 5th-minute goal here in the first half, but late in the half had opportunities galore.
Same conversation we've had throughout the season with the Monarchs. They have a lot of the lion's share of the possession, a lot of the ball in the attacking third. It's just breaking it down in that vital area around the 18-yard box. They combine, they connect 6, 7 passes, but it's all in the middle of the field, maybe at the center of the field across the midfield stripe. But anything going forward, that penetrating ball, those penetrating runs are really what they're trying to create and figure out. And that's where they've struggled thus far this season and tonight.
Sean, as the Monarchs have found opportunities late, what is the change they need to make from the first half, from those opportunities late into the second half they'll produce the results and the goals?
You know, a lot of it is the runs and the third runners, second runners off of the ball. You've seen a couple times where the midfielders have the ball, and then the options in front of them are either only going forward. They need a third option on a diagonal run. They need other opportunities going forward. So they need to create more chances.
Just a reminder, the winner of tonight's U.S. Open Cup third round moves on to play the Colorado Rapids in Commerce City, Colorado, on June 16th or the 17th. So this is an opportunity that is very great for both these USL sides and should be a fun second half.
I'm excited.
This halftime report brought to you by Rio Tinto Kennecott. We invite you to take a closer look at riotintokennecott.com. By Corner Bakery Cafe. Come get a taste of what's happening at your corner. By Life Vantage, helping people achieve health, wealth, and personal freedom. And the famous Budweiser beer, brewed the hard way, the beer that starts with full flavor and ends with a crisp, fast finish. This Bud's for you.
Enjoy yourselves out there tonight, boys.
Come on, boys.
Go, fellas, yeah?
Lots of energy tonight, passion and commitment. All right, boys, special night, okay?
It's going to be a big night for everyone involved, and 11 former faces on the other side of the field. And can RSL dominate possession? 1 win, 1 loss, 3 draws at home. That is not the type of record that they have set here at the fortress of Rio Tinto Stadium.
Memorial Day, people have sacrificed for this opportunity for us to have, okay? That sacrifice for each other out on the field, okay? Work hard for each other, and let's come away with a nice victory tonight, okay? Sacrifice. Let's go.
What are we going to do tonight, huh? What are we going to do? What comes first? Yeah, that's it. 1, 3, fight. 1, 2, 3, fight!
Yeah, boys, go.
Listen, this is what the fans have had circled on their calendars since MLS put out this schedule. Jason Christ, CJ Brown, Miles Joseph returning, Ned Grabavoy, Chris Winger. This is a huge, huge game, and this is a very familiar yet unfamiliar environment for 11 former Real Salt Lake employees. It's going to be very fascinating. I'll keep using that word all night. Fascinating to see what this game looks like.
Handball. Saunders gets a piece of it and goes up into the crowd. It is Sabo. Saunders is saved. Sandoval rebound. And Saunders covers up. Discorrect. Shot. Oh, off the bar. Sabo the header. Sandoval. And Saunders is out. Sandoval, little flick. Sturzer in on Saunders. Side panel. RSL is on the board.
you're an RSL fan, this is the response that Rio Tinto Stadium needed to see.
The Open Cup it's huge. It's America's equivalent of the FA Cup. So a lot of teams have a chance to play competition they're not used to.
It's like a new opportunity we get, you know? We know in the league we're struggling, we're playing well, not getting results, but the US Open Cup's a wholly different tournament, and there's no top of the league, no bottom of the league. So if you just win your game and you keep advancing, so that's what we look forward, just keep winning, take as far as we can.
It is a do or die. So you better manage the game and you've got to finish off the game or there's no second chance. So it's been actually part of the development to then have a game in that scenario where you got to win if you want to keep advancing.
Yeah, we know what to expect. They're going to be a typical USL team that's going to sit back and try and counterattack.
Colorado's going to play the way they played us the last few times. They're tough, they're relentless, and we just got to be sharp on playing our game is keeping the ball, but very prepared for trying to defend the counterattack.
We know how they like to play, but you never know what they'll throw at you. So we got to go in it with an open mind and take it as it comes, you know? So we're going to go out there and stick to our game plan. Hopefully it works.
I want to go as far as I can. I want to play MLS teams, and I want to beat MLS teams. So to get to there, we got to win tomorrow.
It would mean so much. You know, these fans have been coming out, game in, game out, in the horrible weather, and getting a result here on my birthday would be awesome. But we got to take care of business, and that comes first.
Enjoy yourselves out there tonight, boys.
Come on, boys.
Go, fellas, yeah?
Lots of energy tonight, passion and commitment. All right, boys, special night, okay?
It's going to be a big night for everyone involved. And 11 former faces on the other side of the field. And can RSL dominate possession? 1 win, 1 loss, 3 draws at home. That is not the type of record that they have set here at the Fortress of Rio Tinto Stadium.
Memorial Day, people have sacrificed for this opportunity for us to have, okay? That sacrifice for each other out on the field, okay? Work hard for each other, and let's come away with a nice victory tonight, okay? Sacrifice. Let's go. Boys.
What are we going to do tonight, huh? We're going to win. What comes first? Yeah, that's it. 1, 3, fight. 1, 2, 3, fight!
Yeah, boys, come on.
Listen, this is what the fans have had circled on their calendars since MLS put out this schedule. Jason Christ, CJ Brown, Miles Joseph returning, Ned Grabavoy, Chris Winger. This is a huge game, and this is a very familiar yet unfamiliar environment for 11 former Real Salt Lake employees. It's going to be very fascinating. I'll keep using that word all night. Fascinating to see what this game looks like.
Handball. Saunders gets a piece of it and goes up into the crowd. It is Sabo. Saunders covers up. Discorrect. Shot. Oh, off the bar. Sabo the header. Sandoval. And Saunders is out. Sandoval, little flick. Sturzer in on Saunders. Side panel. RSL is on the board.
Rio Tinto's ready. And now this young man, Joao Plata, 13 goals, 6 assists last year.
Morales, Mulholland, he goes far post, just rolls it high. There's the whistle, it is all over. RSL on the strength of goals by Sturzer and by Sabo, they win 2-0.
If you're an RSL fan, this is the response that Rio Tinto Stadium needed to see.
The Open Cup it's huge. It's America's equivalent of the FA Cup. So a lot of teams have a chance to play competition they're not used to.
It's like a new opportunity we get, you know? We know in the league we're struggling, we're playing well, not getting results, but the US Open Cup's a wholly different tournament, and there's no top of the league, no bottom of the league. So if you just win your game, and you keep advancing, so that's what we look forward, just keep winning, take as far as we can.
It is a do or die, so you better manage the game and you've got to finish off the game or there's no second chance. So it's been actually part of the development to then have a game in that scenario where you got to win if you want to keep advancing.
Yeah, we know what to expect. They're going to be a typical USL team that's going to sit back and try and counterattack.
Colorado's going to play the way they played us the last few times. They're tough, they're relentless, and we just got to be sharp on playing our game is keeping the ball, but very prepared for trying to defend the counterattack.
We know how they like to play, but you never know what they'll throw at you. So we got to go in it with an open mind and take it as it comes, you know? So we're going to go out there and stick to our game plan. Hopefully it works.
I want to go as far as I can. I want to play.
Game out in the horrible weather and getting a result here on my birthday would be awesome, but we got to take care of business, and that comes first.
out there tonight, boys?
Come on, boys.
Go, fellas, yeah.
Lots of energy tonight, passion and commitment. All right, boys, special night, okay?
It's going to be a big night for everyone involved. And 11 former faces on the other side of the field. And can RSL dominate possession? 1 win, 1 loss, 3 draws at home. That is not the type of record that they have set here at the Fortress of Rio Tinto Stadium.
Memorial Day, people have sacrificed for this opportunity for us to have, okay? That sacrifice for each other out on the field, okay? Work hard for each other, and let's come away with a nice victory tonight, okay? Sacrifice. Let's go.
What are we going to do tonight, huh? We're going to win. What comes first? Yeah, that's it. 1, 3, fight. 1, 2, 3, fight!
Yeah, boys, go.
Listen, this is what the fans have had circled on their calendars since MLS put out this schedule. Jason Christ, CJ Brown, Miles Joseph returning, Ned Grabavoy, Chris Winger. This is a huge game, and this is a very familiar yet unfamiliar environment for 11 former Real Salt Lake employees. It's going to be very fascinating. I'll keep using that word all night. Fascinating to see what this game looks like.
Handball. Saunders gets a piece of it. It goes up into the crowd. It is Sabo. Saunders is saved. Sandoval rebound. And Saunders covers up. Discorrect. Shot. Oh, off the bar. Sabo the header. Sandoval. And Saunders is out. Sandoval, little flick. Sturzer in on Saunders. Side panel. RSL is on the board.
Tinto's ready. And now this young man, Joao Plata, 13 goals, 6 assists last year.
Morales, Mulholland. He goes far post. Just rolls it high. There's the whistle. It is all over. RSL on the strength of goals by Sturzer and by Sabo. They win 2-0.
If you're an RSL fan, this is the response that Rio Tinto Stadium needed to see.
right to left. And the Monarchs are moving from left to right.
So important for Monarchs to start positively going forward, creating chances, putting the ball in the attacking third. And the other half, opening half, they gave up a goal early on. They'll look to change that fortune in the second half.
Unlucky for the Monarchs as they had the definite momentum moving late into the half, having a long break and having to think about things, giving the Switchbacks the opportunity to make the adjustments needed to continue maintaining this 1-0 lead.
And we'll look to see the Monarchs stretch when he's onside.
Velasco's going to get it inside the box. He's going to look up, play it to Rauhofer just in front of him, and going to fall to the feet of the Switchbacks and be cleared out. Fito's going to try to keep it in.
J.J. Greer did just enough to hold Rauhofer off of that flick off of his head.
Ball's going to be turned over, and that pass is going to be behind the back of King. And Acosta's going to have it to Fito. Fito's going to spray it out to the near side to Oriana. Oriana to Velasco. Velasco's going to be double teamed. He's going to go towards the touchline. He gets around the first defender and is knocked away, but Brad Jensen's not going to blow his whistle.
And what I was saying before Velasco got in on the through ball, the Monarchs will look to stretch the Switchbacks and really extend their back line from side to side and create those gaps and those holes that they can play in, create the space, especially in front of goal.
Fito with it. He's going to switch it along the back line. Ball looking forward to, falls going to feed to the Welshman. Welshman's shot's going to be blocked. It'll be last touched by Emery Welshman as he had an opportunity after the ball was headed down by Rauhofer, and a great little effort. A little bit of a combination play, a little bit unplanned, but he had the opportunity for a shot on goal, and it just got deflected.
He had a fortunate bounce, almost. He takes a shot, deflects off the defender, comes back off his chest, almost goes towards goal, but just goes wide.
Ball's going to be knocked out of bounds. Tyler Arnaud with it. Oriana, and that's going to be knocked out of play on the far side.
This is good, positive. First 3 minutes already created a few chances in the box for the Monarchs. See if they can continue this.
Fito with it. To not to McGovern. McGovern's here on the far side. Acosta looking forward to Rauhofer. Rauhofer's going to play it forward to Oriana. Oriana's going to settle. Plays it back. Ball's going to be chipped in, looking for Welshman. Not hard enough. Velasco's going to settle. Monarchs applying a lot of pressure. Having opportunities here early on in the second half. Welshman with it. To Sunley. To McGovern. McGovern's going to be dispossessed. But the ball from Robinson is just a touch too hard for Aaron King. Aaron King was the goal scorer in the first half, scoring in the 5th minute to take a lead into the half. Great challenge by Bejarano as he takes down Oriana.
Oriana's just trying to take on Bejarano. We go countering the other way.
Velasco to Rauhofer. Rauhofer with the shot! And it's deflected and ping-ponged around. And it's going to fall to the feet of the Switchbacks.
It looked like another deflection was headed towards goal. Just ends up almost on the inline.
Great switch from the Switchbacks. They'll look to move forward. And McGovern's going to intercept and break up the counterattack.
Good transitional defense. He's making sure he's tracking his runner on this outside right-hand side, Nate Robinson. There's a foul from Harada.
It's got to be a yellow card at midfield as Shinto Harada takes down Ricardo Velasco just inside the midfield circle. Be a professional foul. Great way to kill the counterattack.
Yeah, he was upset. He didn't think it was a foul, but Brad Jensen took exception to that reaction. Not only did he commit the foul, but then he punts the ball out wide for a throw out wide of the field after committing it. Delay of game.
I think that was the big sin on his part after it. Brad Jensen looked like he wasn't going to give it, but once he kicked it away, that was just the straw that broke the camel's back. Sunley's with a bad giveaway in the midfield.
This could be dangerous. Aaron King is free. You got other runners coming through now.
Monarchs defense is settling in, and they're able to knock that counterattack out. Oriana with it on the near side. He's going to take on his defender. He has 3. Over to Sunley. To Velasco. Velasco with a nice footwork. Chips up over top for Welshman. Welshman with the almost pass over to Rauhofer.
That's good combination, good running off the ball from Welshman and Rauhofer. I think if Welshman maybe has a go first time, has a chance because Badir's off his line. But the unselfish play, trying to lay it off for his teammate Rauhofer.
Monarchs creating opportunities here in the 52nd minute. Rauhofer, his touch is going to get away from him.
Assistant referee saying the ball was out of play. On the long ball that Velasco brings out of the air off his chest.
Halftime in LA where the Real Salt Lake trail the Galaxy 1-0 on a 6th-minute goal, a penalty by Janino. An update for all you RSL fans out there, and thank you for joining in if you're joining us from the RSL game during this halftime. McGovern with it on the far side. Nice little move to get around the defender. His next touch is going to let him down, but a great effort moving forward. And he's going to be called for the foul as he goes sliding in. Maybe he's lucky not to get a yellow card as he goes sliding in a little bit on the dangerous side.
Monarchs bench is upset that after he does the flick by Nate Robinson's tugging on him to prevent him from penetrating and getting by him. But Brad Jensen doesn't spot that, and McGovern's touch is heavy, leads him into a hard tackle.
Velasco with it. Monarchs going to play it all the way back to the keeper. Something they're not afraid to do. Great ball movement by the Switchbacks. Vercoloni with it. To Seth. Seth's going to spray it out wide. Be cut back in.
It's good patience from the Switchbacks. They're up 1-0. They don't have to force anything. But Monarchs are doing well to limit their options.
Great defensive work rate by Oriana to get back and provide that extra defensive help for the Monarchs. Vercoloni with it in the midfield. Named to the USL Team of the Week and took 2nd in the voting for Player of the Week this week. Welshman with it. Monarchs with a chance to counter. Great ball by Burt. Finding the feet of Robinson. Robinson's going to go by McGovern. It's going to be deflected, but Robinson will get it back.
Switchbacks wanted a handball. Looked like it hit. What is that? Acosta in the arm, but Brad Jensen lets it play on.
Bejarano to Shintaro. Shintaro looking for Aaron King as he was posting up, looking for the ball, but a great step by the Monarchs defense.
It's Acosta again, just very savvy, wise beyond his years, stepping into that space, denying Aaron King the ball.
Not something you'd typically see from a junior in high school, someone who's out here playing and really does not look like the youngest player on the field.
No, he's done very well for himself, with the exception of him and Orozco having that miscommunication on the through ball that led to the goal. He's been solid.
Ovalle with it on the far side of the field. He's looking forward to Oriana or to Rauhofer, and he's going to play it long in between Rauhofer and Oriana.
We've already seen a few balls just like that, a little bit more direct, trying to find Rauhofer where he's being that target forward and trying to lay it off for his oncoming runners.
Switchbacks looking to break on the counter. Burt's going to play it forward to King. Just outside the reach of King.
Orozco does well to just cut off his angle, put his body in front of King to make it so it's not easy to get to the ball.
McGovern. Back to Fito. Up to Velasco. A nice pass in between the defense. Velasco moving forward to Rauhofer. Over to Welshman. Welshman's onside. He'll get a shot, and it's just wide as it's deflected from behind. Great defense by Jordan Burt as he's able to get there, get his foot in, and knock that one out of bounds. Looked like a golden opportunity for Emery Welshman.
Well, Emery Welshman sets himself up well. He's trying to hold off Jordan Burt with his body, but Jordan Burt is very strong and times his tackle perfectly.
Velasco with the corner as Bejarano's going to come off, or as Bader's going to come off his line and pick that one out of the air. Great work by Velasco as he's able to keep that one in. Plays it forward to Rauhofer. Just over his head and will cross the touchline for a goal kick.
But I want to go back to this run from Welshman. For those youth players that are watching, and good save, good slide tackle from Ovalle, and then Velasco saves it off the sideline. But Welshman does such a smart move where he holds the defender off with his body, puts the ball on his left-hand side, and puts the defender on his right-hand side. Jordan Burt does just enough to defend well and slide in, but Welshman was very savvy and smart on his approach to that chance on goal.
Monarchs looking to get more of these attacking quality opportunities. As Oriana's going to go 1v1 with Bejarano. He'll get around the corner. It's going to be knocked out of bounds for a corner kick. It will be the 6th of the game for the Monarchs.
That's good for Oriana to force Bejarano into a decision and win this corner kick. Sometimes to create opportunities, you just got to take a player on in certain spots of the field.
Sunley's going to whip this one in the 59th minute. Ball's played into Orozco. It falls. It's going to be ping-ponged around. Seth's going to clear for the Switchbacks.
Arnone's going to have time to collect.
Fito's going to send it to the far side to Velasco. Velasco's going to bring it down with his chest. He's 1v1. He'll whip it into the box to Rauhofer. Rauhofer's going to get a shot and just over the bar.
What a chance, though. What a first touch he takes. All of the Switchbacks defenders dive in thinking he's going to take a shot first time off of this service from Velasco, but he just takes a touch with the outside of his right boot to set himself up for the turn, to have a strike with his left foot, and just hits it over the top.
Goal kick for the Switchbacks. McGovern's going to win it in the air. Velasco's going to be called for the foul on Vercoloni as the ball was in the air. Both teams have substitutes warming up. Ball sent into the corner to Robinson, headed out by Orozco. Vercoloni with the shots, and that one's wide. So he didn't get much on it in the direction of goal.
Looked like the ball was a little bit out of reach. It was a half chance. Ball was stuck underneath it. You might have been able to connect more true on the ball, but nothing having there.
Goal kick for the Monarchs here in the 60th minute as the Monarchs trail the Switchbacks 1-0 here in the 3rd round of the U.S. Open Cup. Just a reminder to all those of you out there listening, it's a win or go home for the Monarchs. Winner of this game moves on to play the Colorado Rapids in Commerce City, Colorado on June 16th or the 17th. So we're going to see our first sub of the game momentarily. It will be Saheed Robinson out of Grand Canyon University in Arizona, who's the player of the year there. His senior year, he originally comes from Jamaica.
We talked about him earlier in the game. He's so dangerous. He's already scored a couple of goals against the Monarchs. Coming off the bench, he'll be fresh. He's speedy. Here's Welshman with an opportunity.
Could have been a foul easily called on that one as Welshman was hung on to. Miguel Gonzalez is going to head to the bench as Saheed Robinson's going to replace him here in the 61st minute.
Again, Miguel Gonzalez is Seattle University Athlete of the Year, WAC All-Tournament Player, WAC Offensive Player of the Year. He's done himself a job well done tonight, but he's replaced by the dangerous number 11, speedy, crafty forward.
Having personally had the opportunity to play against Saheed Robinson, his speed is something that kills. As that ball is going to be headed out for another corner for the Monarchs, as they're getting a lot of corners here early on in this second half. Velasco's going to take this one on the far side.
This is the 7th of the game. Can they find a way to beat Badir? Find the back of the net.
Velasco plays it in. Bader spills it, but is able to fall on that one, and he'll lay on the ground, clutch that like a little baby as tight as he can.
Rauhofer was a bit upset with himself. You could tell with the body language that he didn't react well enough to that parry. And he just put that in a dangerous spot right about the 6-yard box, just spilled it.
It's been the second corner in a row that the Monarchs have played it directly to the keeper. Looking for more of an opportunity as Seth has it. Seth to Vercoloni. Vercoloni's going to play it outside to Robinson, who's offside on the far side.
I'm sure that's frustrating for Vercoloni that you can see the entire line. You should time your run there. I know as an attacking player you get eager sometimes to get forward. Just the timing not right from Vercoloni to that ball, from Robinson.
Monarchs with it. Oriana to Velasco. Monarchs with some great combination play here. McGovern. The Switchbacks are allowing the Monarchs to push up into that middle third and just collapsing on them in the offensive third. Rauhofer. A great little tackle by Clay Bejarano as he's able to knock that out for a Monarch throw-in.
It's making it difficult to turn in that tight space. Here's Rauhofer isolated. Now he's doubled.
Throwing on the near side for the Monarchs. Velasco with it. McGovern. Fito with a great job maintaining the ball. So that one's going to be played forward to Welshman. Knocked around a little bit and played forward. So that one's going to go out of bounds as King's not going to be able to get to it.
Acosta does a job well done there to force Aaron King to go up and around him to not get to the ball.
Switchbacks Monarchs looking forward to Velasco. It's going to be headed down and settled by Rauhofer. Switchbacks not having much going forward now, Sean. They're just waiting and waiting, which is kind of a scary thing for the Monarchs, knowing that the Switchbacks are just waiting for that counterattack and that single mistake.
Well, if we remember back to when they were here last for league play, they countered. That's how they won 1-0. Garrett Losey thought he had scored the go-ahead goal, and on the restart, they went the other way, and Mike Seth scored off that opportunity. And Ovalle just gets out of pressure so easily, so calm on the ball.
As Robinson knocks that one out. Be a Monarch throwing on the near side. In the middle third of the field. Here in the 66th minute, Switchbacks FC with a 1-0 lead over the Real Monarchs. The ball is going to be played out of bounds. Nice ball into the corner. Just a touch too far for Riley McGovern. Be thrown in front of the corner flag for the Switchbacks. Bert's going to play it forward. Laughs touched by the Monarchs.
Switchbacks will take their time in this restart. They're secure and happy with a 1-0 lead at the moment, waiting for other opportunities to come. Steve Tritchu, a member of the 1990 U.S. Men's World Cup team. So I'm sure during halftime he gave them a lot of instruction of how to be professional, take your time on set pieces, really delay restarts, and take advantage of the opportunities when you create them.
Robinson tries to play it in across the box. Is going to be deflected by Fito. Velasco's going to slow things up. Out to Arnaud. To Orozco. Arnaud looking forward. Ball's going to be way over Oriana. As Bejarano shows his speed to get there first. To Phillips. Phillips looking for the long ball forward. Oswald's going to be off his line. He's going to collect. And the Monarchs are going to keep possession.
You're just going side to side, trying to find those little gaps to force the Switchbacks into a shape that they're not comfortable with, to create the gaps behind them.
Fito back to Acosta. Up to Welshman on the far side. Welshman to McGovern. McGovern's free. He's guarded by Seth. Seth's going to win that battle, but it's going to fall to the feet of Welshman. Welshman plays it across the box. He's going to ping pong around.
Welshman's in an offside position when that ball is played, but I don't know if I agree with this, especially with the new rules. If you paid attention, if the defending team takes a touch and has a decisive touch on the ball, then the player could be deemed onside, even if he's in an offside position when the ball's played. I think that was one of those circumstances.
The restart's going to be taken by Bader and won by the Monarchs. Oriana with it. To Velasco. Monarchs pushing. Ball's played forward to Welshman in the box. Keeper's out, and he slid, and that's going to be waved off. Looked like it could be a penalty kick, but Brad Jensen waves everybody off, and the Monarchs have to be careful here. They were struggled in that last game where they thought something decisive would happen, and they got countered quickly.
It looks like there's a Bejarano that comes across from the other side, but Deere doesn't even take a touch. It's Bejarano, I think, that comes across and defends well. I think the center referee's made a good decision in that slide tackle. It was a fair challenge.
Harada's going to be fouled in the midfield by Fito. Ovalle, and he'll be given a yellow card here in the 70th minute. Switchbacks lead 1-0 here at Rio Tinto Stadium in Sandy, Utah. Looked to be a light yellow card, if you ask me, but he caught him from behind, kind of clipped him. I'm sure Brad Jensen's just trying to calm things down after what appeared to be a penalty kick. I'd like to see the replay on that one.
I saw the replay just moments ago. It was actually J.J. Greer that comes across with the slide tackle, wins the ball. J.J. Greer and Badir actually collide with one another. And it looks like after the ball is cleared, that's where the collision happens with Emery Welshman. But
ball's going to be knocked out of bounds in front of the visiting bench for a Monarchs throw-in. They'll quickly get it into play. Monarchs looking for the tying goal here in the 71st minute. Welshman moving forward. Welshman gets around 2 defenders. He's going to the touchline. He'll play it across. Ball's in front, and it'll be knocked out of bounds. Last touched by the Monarchs.
Looks like Rauhofer's being whistled for the foul. The ball's in goalkeeper's hands.
Orellana, I believe, was the one that tried to knock it out of the keeper's hands. He cleanly had it, but he just wanted to poke his foot in there and hopefully find the back of the net. But a great move by Emery Welshman to get around 2 defenders and play that across the box.
And there's the replay. He's already lunging, but Badir has his hands on the ball. That's why Brad Jensen calls the foul.
Restart's going to be played in and knocked back to the keeper by the Monarchs. Arnaud forward to Orellana. To Orozco, who's just going to relieve pressure and play it forward to Rauhofer. Vercoloni's going to find it.
Ovalle not happy with this decision from center referee Brad Jensen in the middle of the field. He's got to be careful. He already has a yellow card. Don't want to give up a second silly one.
Zahid Robinson with it. He'll play it forward to King. King's in the box. It's going to be knocked out of play for a Switchbacks throw-in. '73rd minute, 1-0 Switchbacks. As Brad Jensen's going to be pushing Bejarano to move forward and play the ball in as he's wasting a little bit of time on the near side.
This is just so frustrating. Kills the momentum, kills the flow of the game when restarts take so long. It's important when you get the ball to take care of it.
Ball trickles out of bounds on the far side again. Javier Morales warming up right now for Real Salt Lake.
Ball's in the middle of the field.
In this game, and my guess would be
Orellana with it.
Probably Pekka out.
Orellana's going to play it out wide to Welshman. That's going to slip right under the feet of Welshman.
Knowing there's a game on Saturday, you could pull Kyle Beckerman.
He lost a little bit of concentration, and that's a struggle. You know, you had an hour weather delay, and to come back out on the field and try to keep that focus. And it's something that you may see here a little bit as we move on.
Yeah, I think he's already thinking the ball is under his foot, and he's trying to take off and takes his eye off the ball.
Be a free kick for Shintaro Harada, just in front of midfield. Ball is going to be knocked out for a corner, as Oswald thought it was last touched by the Switchbacks. And it'll be a corner kick for the Switchbacks, as Vercoloni is going to trot over to the near side corner to take this one. Looks like the Monarchs are going to make a sub momentarily.
That Celestino looks like taking off his warm-up.
Ball's played in for the corner to the back post. And Greer is going to knock it just wide of the goal. Ball's going to be knocked out of play by Nate Robinson on the far side. Throwing for the Monarchs. Looking forward to Rauhofer. Going to be called off the head of Rauhofer, who shows some frustration. As Burt will have a throw in right in front of the Monarchs bench. Played out wide to Robinson. Robinson with an opportunity. He's going to be double teamed. Looks to get around Arnaud. He's going to play it right to the keeper.
See how crafty he is, just cutting his two defenders to get a cross off.
Welshman's going to get around the defender, and that's got to be a card as Mike Seth comes in hard on that challenge on Emery Welshman. And he's going to go into the book here in the 76 minutes. Mike Seth will receive a yellow.
Substitution for Fito Ovalle coming off. Lennon Celestino is entering the game. Good game from Ovalle. You could see his frustration towards the end. He was whistled for some fouls he didn't agree with.
And essentially a like-for-like substitution here for the Monarchs. A defensive mid coming on for another defensive mid.
Right. Celestino spending some time with other professional teams for the last 5 years in the U.S. The ball just carries from Orozco out wide to McGovern.
Monarchs still looking to push and have had the momentum here, but are struggling to get the decisive tying goal here in the third round of the U.S. Open Cup.
Yeah, they had a lot of momentum. They were building and creating chances first 15, 20 minutes. The last few minutes, the Switchbacks have started to kill the game off more longer periods of stoppage on set pieces.
Rauhofer showing his speed to get back and win that ball in the blank midfield. He'll swing it to Ricardo Velasco. Velasco, he's moving forward. Out wide to the near side to Oriana. Oriana looks to get around Bejarano. He's going to play it into Velasco, and his shot is just wide. Golden opportunity for the Monarchs as Ricardo Velasco had an opportunity inside the 18 and send it just wide of that near post.
That is absolutely the best chance of the game for the Monarchs. Velasco, one of your better players, is all alone, just has the goalkeeper to beat, has either corner to really shoot at, as the goalkeeper is more stuck in the middle. He tries to go to the near post and just pulls it wide. You can see his just frustration right after striking it.
Sean, it's building for the Monarchs here. It's building. They're building on this momentum. This ball is going to be played back to the keeper. Just way too long for anybody else in the area.
Every time the Monarchs have gotten the ball, they've started to create chances. It's just giving up set pieces. Here we go, going the other way.
Velasco with it, plays it forward to Welshman. Welshman with the shot!
Oh my goodness.
And that one's gonna go just wide of goal as Rauhofer is gonna be sent crashing into the post. As there's multiple players down, the keeper's down, Bader's down, Greer's down, and Rauhofer.
Looked like Welshman had it, the chip over the top of the goalkeeper Badir, but they just get just enough of a touch to clear it.
Let's check out that replay as Welshman gets it. It gets just tipped wide.
This should be a corner when after all the players are attended to, but you see the deflection from the defender on the slide tackle, and then Rauhofer trying to get on the end of it on the far side, sliding in and just colliding with the post.
That's scary as a forward. You know you want to give everything for your team, but that has to be in the back of your mind that that pull is right there.
Especially in a game like this where you lose, you're done. Those type of games, you want to put yourself on the line. It looks like everyone's back on their feet.
Bader's up, and Greer, and Rauhofer. The trainer's going to head off the field for the Switchbacks. There'll be a corner kick for the Monarchs, their 8th of the game, as Sunley's going to go over to the far side to take this one. Monarchs with the momentum. The small crowd on hand here is clapping for something, anything. Bader's going to come out and knock that one out. Our Monarchs going to get another opportunity as Sunley is going to be flagged for offside.
We have another substitution coming in for the Switchbacks. Number 6, it looks like David Armstrong, midfielder. He's coming on for, it looks like Nate Robinson.
David Armstrong is going to check in here in the 81st minute. A goal kick, or a free kick for the Switchbacks. Celestino gets up to win that one, as he's coming in, won multiple headers so far. Monarchs with possession. Velasco's going to have it knocked out of bounds. That one's going to be played in front of Aaron King. Is going to find the feet of the Monarchs. Acosta with it. Acosta looking for something, plays it wide to McGovern.
It's a good side tackle.
King's going to slow things up. Got to watch the speed of Armstrong, who just came into this one.
Armstrong just won the tackle on the sideline off of McGovern and just streaks down the sideline, wanting it a return pass. Pass just heavy, goes out for a throw-in. Monarchs have it now in the back, trying to find space going forward.
Opportunities are coming here in the 82nd minute. As momentarily we'll see another sub for the Monarchs, as Eti Tavares is going to be checking into this match, adding a little more offense. Celestino with a great turn to McGovern. McGovern to Welshman. One's behind him. Oh, great move by Luke Vercoloni. He's going to spray it out wide to the far side to Armstrong. Armstrong just can't keep his footing.
Yeah, Vercoloni does a little Cruyff touch in the middle of the field after Aaron King had laid it off for him to beat the Monarchs player and take off for the races, and springs Armstrong down the right-hand side of the field.
Arnaud to Sunley to Oriana. Oriana's going to turn and open things up to the other side of the field. Welshman with it, overlapping run by McGovern. Ball was just a touch behind him, just a little too slow, especially with this wet grass. You think it would have made it there, it just didn't have a lot of pace on it.
Looks like Monarchs are going to go 3 in the back with Arnaud coming off, Eti Tavares coming on. And why not? About 5 minutes left in regulation.
You're in a winner-go-home style tournament. The Monarchs have nothing to lose here. Doesn't count on their USL season, but they have an opportunity to play in the Open Cup against the Rapids if they win this game. Just a reminder, if this one's tied after 90 minutes, we will go into overtime. Tavares with it on the near side. He gets around the defender. Guarded by Bejarano. It's going to be knocked away from him. He's going to shield it out for a throw-in. He'll play it into Oriana. It's going to be knocked out of play and will be a goal kick for the Switchbacks. Here in the 85th minute here at Rio Tinto Stadium in the 3rd round of the U.S. Open Cup. Crowd a little frustrated by the time wasting that's going on.
Goalkeeper might even just take a yellow card in this situation.
A little dangerous by Orozco as he heads that one back to the keeper, but able to get it there. Great little move by Celestino to shed Aaron King. McGovern with it. Up to Tavares. Tavares gets around.
Should be a card.
Has to be a card as he's going to be, as Clay Bejarano is going to be shown a yellow card here in the 86th minute, as Eti Tavares was able to do a nice little dummy, leaves that ball for himself and was off to the races if he got away from that one.
Monarchs need to take advantage of this opportunity. There's not much time left. They have to create chances on frame. Force Badir into a save.
Sunley with the free kick on the near side. Off at the angle. He's going to whip it into the box. Too far. Out of bounds on the backside.
It's unfortunate. You want to at least find someone's head or put it on frame as we try to encourage Badir to get restarted. With the fans are counting how many seconds he's taking in the restart.
'87th minute. Welshman with it. Plays it out to Velasco. Velasco's going to go 1v1 with Burt. He's going to get around, whips it across, and that will be deflected for the 9th corner of the match for the Monarchs. 87th minute. Velasco with the corner kick.
Acosta wanted the short corner, checking in, darting in for that short pass. Here's the service.
It's going to be cleared out by Vercoloni. But Acosta's going to settle here in the middle third. Plays it away from the feet of Velasco, just a foot or two away from him.
Yeah, Velasco's caught in between where he's thinking that Acosta might play to his foot or he might serve it into the box, and by the time that he played the ball, he had already started making a run down the line. Here's the switchbacks, I think third and final change.
As King's going to be heading to the bench, as Martin Mabin is going to check into this one here in the 88th minute.
And Mabin, a goal scorer. He scored both goals against Harpo's FC. Had one goal against Arizona United over the weekend. He's a big, strong forward.
Welshman to Velasco. Velasco's going to play it into the box. Knocked up forward to Mabin. The great challenge by Orozco. Celestino with it. He's going to spray it wide to the far side to Velasco. Monarchs pushing here in the 89th minute. Ball's played forward to Rauhofer.
This could be trouble. You have Saeed Robinson on the streaking the far side.
Mabin, he's going to head to the corner. It's going to be knocked off of Mabin. Great defensive work rate by Celestino. 90th minute now. Ball's played forward to Rauhofer. It's going to be knocked out of play. Orozco to Velasco. Or Acosta to Velasco. Monarchs pushing here late in this one.
You need to put the ball near, in and around the box, create chances. Here's a service.
Ball's played into the box. Headed on goal by Rauhofer as he's going to be knocked down from behind. Rauhofer's going to get up.
The goalkeeper looked like he collided with his own player. Fortunate bounce, almost lands to Rauhofer, but the ball just doesn't come all the way down for him.
A stoppage is being announced. We'll have 5 minutes left here in this one. 5 minutes left here for the Monarchs to get a goal, as Bader's going to be given a yellow card for time wasting here in the 90th minute.
And that was, you knew that was coming. I think Badir was even expecting it himself. He's wanting to kill off this clock. Can the Monarchs create chances?
Sunley out wide to Tavares. Tavares is going to push forward. Etty has speed. Plays it forward to Oriana. Oriana looking to chip it across. It's going to be knocked out of play by the Switchbacks. McGovern's going to throw it in on the near side. Monarchs pushing for that tying goal here in the third round of the U.S. Open Cup as they trail 1-0 to the Switchbacks. Ball's going to be played in. Knocked out's going to fall to the feet of Celestino, and his shot's blocked. Celestino will have it. Over to McGovern. McGovern looking back post. To Tavares, great anticipation as he'll go 1v1. He's going to whip it into the box. It's going to fall at the feet of Rauhofer, and he hits the post. Rauhofer just hit the post.
Unfortunate for Rauhofer. He just connected so true on that ball. You thought it was finding the underside of the crossbar.
Acosta's going to be fouled as we are in 2 minutes of the 5 minutes of stoppage played here at Rio Tinto Stadium, as Max Rauhofer just drilled the crossbar, but couldn't get the lucky bounce to go on the underside and across the goal line.
He had Samir Badir beaten. If he could just get under that crossbar, it would be a tie game, 1-1.
Free kick for the Switchbacks.
We're at the halfway point now of the stoppage. Maybe one last chance for the Monarchs.
Monarchs looking for that decisive goal. They'll continue to push. Welshman up to Rauhofer. Out wide to Velasco on the far side. Velasco's going to go at, chips it into the box. That's deflected. Tavares going to play it in the middle. Rauhofer gets up. It's ping-ponged around. And Acosta's going to get an opportunity. Or Oriana is going to get an opportunity. It's going to knock ping-pong around again. And is going to be another goal kick for the Switchbacks.
3 minutes and 20 seconds into stoppage time. That could have been the last chance. Maybe one more if the Monarchs can win this possession and get forward. But two really, really good chances. Rauhofer had one. Oriana had a chance.
Monarchs are definitely pushing. McGovern with it. He's going to get around Robinson. Up to Rauhofer. Rauhofer with the shot, and it's deflected. Sunley will collect inside the box to Velasco. Velasco with a nice turn. And he's going to play it off of Mike Seth for another corner kick. Monarchs going to send everybody forward, including the keeper.
Awesome.
So we're here in the 4th minute of 5 here at Rio Tinto Stadium.
Oswald stands at 6'1".
Sunley's going to play it in.
You got to beat that first defender.
Can't beat the first defender. Monarchs going to play for another opportunity. Played to the far post. It's going to fall. Tavares still has it. He's going to go
another corner
to the goal line, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds. Another corner as we're almost done with stoppage time here at Rio Tinto Stadium. 90 minutes have been played. And 4 minutes and 45 seconds of stoppage. Tavares is going to play it into the box. Almost finds the head of the keeper.
And that's it.
And that's all she wrote here at Rio Tinto Stadium as the Monarchs fall 1-0 to the Colorado Switchbacks here in the third round of the U.S. Open Cup. An unfortunate way to end this one as the Monarchs were pushing and just could not find the back of the net.
You know, and the players that you want to end up with the ball at their feet in the 18-yard box had their opportunities. Rauhofer hitting the crossbar, Velasco finding himself alone with just goalkeeper to beat, Oriana having a chance on a full volley, and just unfortunate not to be able to put that in the back of the net.
You can't ask for much more than that, Sean, as the Monarchs had their opportunities late and just could not capitalize in that final third.
You're exactly right, and I'm sure this is heartbreaking. You had some key players sitting out from the travel this last weekend. Velasco, Rauhofer, Welshman, they didn't travel to Vancouver in hopes that they could get a good result tonight. They showed well, they created chances. They just couldn't hit the old onion bag, as you might hear some of the announcers out there say. But this is a learning experience for them nonetheless.
Definitely a great learning experience for this young team. They are knocked out of this U.S. Open Cup as it is a winner-go-home style tournament. Unfortunate for the Monarchs, but a great opportunity now for the Switchbacks to go on and play against the Colorado Rapids on June 16th or 17th in Commerce City.
Yeah, they'll be able to play against the big dogs, but this gives focus to the Monarchs to switch back to league. You hear all the time about Champions League in Europe when you have multiple competitions with domestic leagues. You have just one competition to focus on, and the Monarchs have the league to focus on where they can maybe get out of the bottom of the standings and hopefully get into the top 6 where they would qualify for the playoffs.
If it wasn't for an early slip-up, the Monarchs may have had an opportunity to win this one. The lightning delay changed the way things were in the dynamic of this game, but they had their opportunities late, including 10 corner kicks in the match.
The talk track stays the same. They were the better team on the night. They just didn't finish their chances, and the Switchbacks, the savvy veterans, they did. So they go up 1-0.
Thank you for joining this broadcast tonight here on the YouTube channel. Signing off tonight, I'm Landon Southwick and Sean Blymiller.
Tonight's post-game wrap-up is brought to you by the famous Budweiser beer, brewed the hard way, the beer that starts with full flavor and ends with a crisp, fast finish. This Bud's for you. By ESPN 700, the home of Real Salt Lake and Monarch soccer. Listen to every match by tuning in to ESPN 700, Utah's #1 sports talk. Corner Bakery Cafe, come get a taste of what's happening at your corner. And Life Vantage, helping people achieve health, wealth, and personal freedom.